Hello, all you lovely people out there. How are you all doing? I'm Kate Hill and I am here to give you the best unbiased and honest commentary about our property markets, along with fantastic hints and tips. So stay tuned for all your latest property news. I hope you're all enjoying the series of Property Finance Explained, where myself and Tina from Smart Move are getting into some real nitty-gritty of what all that terminology means, what you can do to get yourselves purchase ready, or if you are stuck and you just don't know a way forward. So watch out for all of those videos. Now, getting into the news. It'll come as no surprise to anyone that the way Australians buy property has changed during the pandemic, and two of the big four banks predict that the trend will continue. Research done by the Commonwealth Bank says that younger Australians have worked out that they can get around affordability issues by banding together with their mates to buy their first home. They found that 2/3 of first home buyers say that the high cost of property has led them to consider pooling resources with friends to get into the market. NAB research found that 20% of home buyers now want a property with an area that allows working or studying from home, and they are more likely to consider buying in a lifestyle location. They're saying that the pandemic has impacted the lives of millions of Australians, you think, particularly with how and where they want to live. Without the daily commute, people are looking at suburbs that haven't been available in the past as a viable option to actually own a piece of land and build a house. Now, this is obviously why a lot of those regional areas are thriving and have been during the course of the pandemic. According to CoreLogic research, 1 in 4 Australian homeowners is now living in a property worth more than $1 million. The housing boom throughout Australia means the value of Australia's housing stock has increased substantially. Nationally, about 5% of homes are now worth more than $2 million. The research reveals property owners in Greater Sydney are now more likely to live in a $1 million home, with 52% of homes worth more than $1 million and about 16% of homes now worth more than $2 million or more. More than 1/3 of homeowners in Greater Melbourne now have a property valued at more than $1 million. CoreLogic figures show that house prices have surged throughout Australia in the past year by over 20% in some capital cities and in many regional markets. The past 2 years really have been the perfect economic storm for property owners, with homes for sale down 30%, but a big rise in demand at the same time. In that same vein, we can also report that property prices have grown at twice the rate of wages in the past 20 years. CoreLogic figures again show that wages have increased 82% in the past 20 years, while Australian home values have risen on average by 193%. In the past 12 months alone, Australian dwelling values have increased by 22%. According to ABS figures, the Australian Wage Price Index rose by only 2.2% in the past 12 months. The Reserve Bank of Australia told a parliamentary committee that because of property price increases, the most realistic ways for many Australians to enter the housing market was now through their parents, or like we just reported, pooling resources. The Standing Committee on Tax and Revenue for an inquiry into housing affordability and supply is currently examining property taxes, regulation and supply issues which are driving up prices. The difference in growth rates is most extreme in Tasmania, where property values are up by almost 300% in the past 20 years, compared with an 84% rise in its state wage price index. And finally, auction clearance rates in Australia's smaller capital cities still remain strong. CoreLogic auction clearance rates show that 3,725 homes were taken to auction last week, the busiest week for auctions since March. The number of properties being offered under the hammer was up 5.3% on the previous week and more than double the same time last year. Not surprising, we were right in the heart of the pandemic and lockdowns. The combined capital city preliminary clearance rate last week was 74%, down from 75% the previous week. Across the smaller capital city, auction clearance rate increased with record numbers of properties taken to auction in Canberra and Adelaide. Remember, it's not normal there to have auctions. Canberra had an auction clearance rate last week of 86%, Brisbane was 83%, Adelaide's clearance rate was 80%. In Melbourne, 1,644 homes were taken to auction with a preliminary clearance rate of 73%. There were 1,369 properties taken to auction in Sydney with a clearance rate of 75%. We will keep you posted on all things property from around Australia as our year progresses. I am giving you the best commentary and content here, so don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you are enjoying the free content, and I will see you again really, really soon. Bye.